When I first saw them, I thought, wow, is this even necessary? It was definitely necessary. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Cass. Thank you so much for clicking on to this video. I really hope that you continue coming back on this channel. We talk a lot about motherhood, womanhood, relationships, all kinds of relationships, friendships, self-care, and everything in between. So if that sounds like something that you'll be interested in, please go ahead and subscribe. We would really love to have you in our little family. So let's just get right into the video. Today we are talking about, if you see me looking down, I have a list here because I don't want to forget anything, because I feel like all of these things are very important. So we're talking postpartum essentials. These were my essentials. You might not necessarily need every single thing that's on this list, so don't feel like you're supposed to rush and go get all of these things. Take what you feel will work for you and run with it, okay? So the first thing that I would say is getting large pads, okay? When I went to the hospital, I gave birth at the hospital, and they gave me really big pads. I had already bought pads for myself that I got at the store, and I thought those were big, but when I went to the hospital, they gave me large pads, okay, really large, like covered all the way to pretty much my belly button and covered pretty much my whole butt. That's how big they were. When I first saw them, I thought, wow, is this even necessary? It was definitely necessary, okay? I don't know about every single hospital, but the one that I went to, they actually gave them to me. It wasn't like any extra charge or anything like that. But I've heard that with some hospitals, they might not offer it to you, but feel very free to ask. And I didn't have an issue with that when they gave me a couple in the beginning, and when I ran out, I was like, I did have my own pads that I brought in my hospital bag, but I really liked the ones that they had given me. So I just asked the nurse, and she brought me a whole bunch. What I used while I was in the hospital, I was only in the hospital for a day, and then I had more to take home with me. So make sure that you get the biggest pads that you can possibly find, because you are going to need it, okay? The next thing that I got was this Freedom Mama peri bottle. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, peri bottles. So Freedom Mama has a lot of things that you can actually get a whole kit, which has like essentials for postpartum healing. But I didn't do that. I just bought individual things. I basically just did some research and saw what are the things that I might need. I didn't necessarily just go ahead and get the whole kit, but this is one of the things that I got from the kit, the peri bottle. So after you give birth, especially if you have a vaginal birth and you have a tear, I had a second-degree tear, so it was actually quite painful, which is also going to lead into the next item that I definitely needed. But basically with the peri bottle, this one is great because you can just tilt it upside down and sprays to clean. What you use it for is that you just put water, just plain water, and obviously clean water, distilled if you can. And after you use the washroom, you can't really wipe with tissue, because you don't want like pieces of tissue getting stuck, and obviously it hurts, so you really don't want to do that. So this is great that you just squeeze it and water comes out and cleans the areas. So this is really great. At the hospital, they did give me one that was just like straight like this and would just shoot up, and that one works perfectly fine. I just used both and I was okay with it. The next thing that I got that helped with postpartum healing was a chair donut. I don't have it with me because my daughter is almost a year and a half. So a lot of the things we've already packed away and put in storage. The stuff that I'm showing you here is stuff that somehow, didn't get packed away for some reason. But yeah, chair donut. So basically what it is what it sounds like. It's like a shape of a donut and it's got a hole in the middle because it can get a little bit painful to sit down, putting pressure in that area. So you want there to be a hole where you're sitting. That way there isn't pressure being put in that area. So the donut pillow was definitely a lifesaver. I actually didn't have one when I gave birth. But after the first day, I'll say the first couple days after giving birth, I was like, I need it. Okay, it's difficult for me to sit. It was really painful and I needed a little bit of comfort. So that's definitely one thing I would recommend for sure to get. And then another thing that I did get for healing was this cooling spray. This is from the brand Earth Mama. This is a really good brand too for a lot of other postpartum healing items. I've heard a lot of good things about this brand. So I got this spray. This spray is a cooling spray. So what it does is that after you have used the bathroom and you have cleaned yourself up, hopefully this is not like TMI. I don't think it is. We're all in the same boat here. But sometimes it's obviously it's painful. It's uncomfortable down there. But it can also be hot. Can you believe that? It feels hot down there. So that the spray, the cooling spray is a really good thing to use after you've already cleaned yourself up, and then you just spray this at the end before you put back your diaper if you're still not diaper. You can tell that I'm a mom, not a diaper. Actually, you know what? Some women actually do use diapers for the postpartum bleeding instead of pads. I didn't do that. I just used pads. So if diapers are your thing, I've heard a lot of women say that diapers are, they're great, they're lifesavers. So if you want to try that, I don't see why not. So, but yeah, and then you get yourself dressed and you're good to go. The other thing that I got were these, I guess they're called postpartum underwear. So these are like the boys shorts, and I got these also from Freedom Mama. Anything that I can link at the bottom, I will. I also got these on Amazon as well. So these are very stretchy, as you can see. I think they only sell one size, if I'm not mistaken. At least at the time that I bought them, there was just one size. So they're very, very stretchy. I was able to fit in them super, super easy. And I was like a size, I would say that I'm like a size large, extra large. So these fit perfectly. They fit perfectly. They're so comfortable. Again, I think at the hospital, they do give you some mesh underwear, but honestly, these so much better. So if you can, go ahead and get these. Super uber comfortable. I wore them the whole time that I was still bleeding. So super uber comfortable. Next thing I would say to get are ice pads. So Freedom Mama also has ice pads. So it's basically, when you look at it, it just looks like a regular pad, but a little bit thicker, I would say. Basically, all you have to do is like snap it and then you start to feel the cooling effect of the pad. I wore the ice pack pads during the day, not the whole day, but normally like in the morning I would wake up, I would be really sore, so that would be the time that I normally would use them. Some people prefer actually using them the whole time. It is a regular pad that just has cooling effect, but the cooling aspect of it doesn't last like for hours and hours or anything like that. So you would constantly have to be changing them, and I think they're kind of expensive. But I was just necessarily using them, especially in the morning. Or if I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like really sore and uncomfortable, then I would go ahead and change my pad and use the cooling one, the ice pack one. So those ones are really great. I also heard that like some people make their own. So basically you just have a regular pad, wet it a little bit and put it in the freezer. And for some people that works really well. So I've never tried it myself, but I don't know if it's something that you have done and you've tried before. Let us know how that went. I'm interested to know how that works. But yeah, so ice packs for sure, definitely helpful. Another thing that I did to take care of myself postpartum in terms of healing was wearing a, I guess it's called a belly compression belt. I will have it in LinkedIn at the bottom. I did talk about it in my previous video where I got mine from Amazon, and it was a combination of a hip belt, a belly belt, and then a stomach belt as well. So the stomach belt part of it is what I used postpartum after giving birth. A lot of women, oh yeah, it's called belly binding, but this is not like me actually like, you know what I mean, doing it myself, whatever. I know a lot of women do it as soon as they give birth, like they have it or they have their belly bind on like pretty much right away. I tried to do it, but honestly, it was so painful. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait. So I actually waited, I'd say maybe a week or so before I started using it. But even when I did start using it, I wasn't consistently using it. So basically what it does, it just kind of helps basically put everything back into place. I know that sounds so weird, but honestly, it does help. It does help kind of like push everything back to where it was. At least from looking at it, that's how it looks. So that's another thing that I did postpartum. And it actually just holds everything in. Like when I gave birth, I just felt like everything in there was like loose and moving around. I know that sounds so weird, but honestly, I just felt like things were just like loose in there. So having the belt made me feel secure. It made me feel more secure for sure. So that's the belt. The next thing that I have on here are, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, these are like disposable. So it's not like, I don't know if you can wash them. I just know that they're disposable. Like you use them and then you get rid of them. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, another thing that, oh my gosh, this one was a lifesaver. Oh my gosh. So soaking yourself in salt water. Whew. When I think about it, thank you, Mom. Thank you so much, Mom. So this is something that I wasn't aware of, and I didn't even see it when I was, watching YouTube videos, trying to do research on the things that I need. But soaking yourself in salt water, I honestly feel like that really helped me heal a lot quicker, to be honest, because by the time I went for my 4-week appointment, my midwife was like, oh, you're like basically, like even from the first time that she checked me, I think the first time that she checked me was a week later. And she's like, oh, you're healing really well. And by the time I went for my 4-week appointment, she's like, yeah, you're basically like healed. So I honestly feel like the salt water really helped. I know I was just using like regular table salt, which that's something that my mom recommended. That's what she used when she had children. That's what her mom, my grandma, used when she had children. So this is something that she's just passed on. But I know some people use Epsom salts. I didn't use Epsom salts at all, so I can't necessarily recommend it, but I've heard that, that's something that you can use for soaking yourself. If you have used Epsom salts for that, Please let everybody know in the comment section how that worked for you and what kind did you use. Did you just use like a plain, or was it like, you know, I don't know, eucalyptus or whatever. Let us know in the comment section. I'd like to know what you guys think about that. Yeah, that's basically all that I have. And honestly, healing postpartum, like, and I'm just, a lot of this is healing just like, you know, down there if you have like a vaginal tear or whatever the case may be. I don't know much about like healing a C-section scar. This is more for what I used for my vaginal tears. So if you're someone that had a C-section, what are the kind of things that you did, or the kind of things that you used to help heal yourself? And then in terms of the healing in your stomach, honestly, there's really nothing that I did. I don't think there's really anything that you can do but be gentle with yourself. And I know sometimes that can be really difficult because you're carrying your baby around. If, you know, when you're feeding your baby's kind of in that area. So I know it can kind of be difficult, but also like avoiding sleeping on your stomach, that type of thing, while you're still healing. Yeah, I think that, yeah, that is everything that I have on the list there. If I missed anything, or if there are things that you personally used to help you in your postpartum recovery, please make sure to leave it in the comment section, and we can have a discussion in there. So yeah, that's basically it for this video, guys. So I hope to see you in the next one. I hope to see you in the comment section. I will be right in there with you guys. So I will see you in the next video, and have yourself a great day. Bye.